Most of the debt owed to this private investment banking empire is fraudulent Wall Street scams and rip-offs, and needs to be dismissed in a federal bankruptcy court. This free trade capitalist financial system has caused the destruction of many countries and nations, and has destroyed many lives throughout history. This free trade capitalist system, known as globalization, has taken away our industries and outsourced our jobs and lowered our wages, and is the reason why our economy is crashing today. This system is every bit as bad and wrong as communism. Both systems lead to slavery. It is an immoral, parasitic, imperial system of usury, and it must end. It must be replaced with a new system. It must be replaced with the American system of economy laid out in our Constitution by Alexander Hamilton, where the people's government owns and controls their banking system and the issuing of currency, and not private banks or corporations or special interests. I'm hoping that this new President Obama will realize that America is not an empire and never has been one, and needs to stop supporting an empire and acting like one. I'm hoping he will realize that free trade capitalism is a British imperial financial system and is not the American financial system. I'm hoping that Obama will rediscover what the American system of economy really is, and insist that this government return back to U.S. constitutional policy and stop ignoring these policies and wildly violating them. The last time a similar situation happened like this, although it was not as big, was in the 1930s. The British capitalist system being used in the Roaring '20s had caused financial markets to crash, and the nation was in danger and headed towards total destruction. Then a great president emerged, Franklin Delano Roosevelt. He handled the danger. An investigation was done in 1932 called the Bokora hearings to find out what caused the markets to crash and who was behind it. This investigation went on for a year. When it was finished, several Wall Street investment bankers who were working with the British Empire, or the Bank of England, were arrested and sent to jail. And capitalism, and being a capitalist, became very unpopular. The findings and crimes were exposed to the public. Then Roosevelt came in and handled the danger. He put the bankrupt financial system under federal protection. He put the system into bankruptcy reorganization. He declared a bank holiday that went on for about a week. He sent in his teams to these banks, and they separated all the Wall Street banking investment scams and rip-offs, and separated all the honest and legitimate debts that needed to be paid. All of the Wall Street scams and rip-offs he wrote off, he got rid of. They were fraudulent. He protected the people first. He kept the banks open because people needed a banking system. He restored confidence back in the banking system and confidence in the American dollar again. He put regulation to keep Wall Street out of the people's banking system. He followed the preamble of our Constitution, which is the highest law of the land and a clear statement on what our government's purpose is, and made that his senior policy and priority. And the hell with empire and special Wall Street interests. He stopped people from getting kicked out of their homes and off their farms. He protected the citizens because that is the government's job under our Constitution. He invested millions in industry to get people producing again and making things. The threat of Hitler was becoming more dangerous. All production was directed towards producing planes, ships, tanks, and all the things needed to defeat Hitler and the Japanese. After these enemies to the United States were handled, Roosevelt invested millions in water systems, river and dams, power plants, mining, farming, forestry, schools, education, training, work programs, science, art, healthcare, roads and bridges, rail and other transportation systems, and other things people needed in order to have the raw materials and tools needed to create and have a good economy. He provided retirement programs and solid investments backed up by the U.S. government that people could count on. He provided low-interest loans to small business owners and farmers, and to people who wanted to start their own business. He helped small business owners and medium-sized companies, and he frowned upon large corporations and monopolies that would threaten small business. There was an abundance of jobs, and we were making all kinds of American products, and there was none of this silly outsourcing that you see today. He wanted lots and lots of small business and industry and opportunities for people. He loved supporting free enterprise for people, and he hated free trade for corporations. He brought the U.S. up from a dangerous condition of almost totally being destroyed all the way up to the most powerful and productive nation and economy this planet has ever seen. And he did this all in about 8 to 10 years. Roosevelt and his incredible team of advisors knew exactly who the enemy was. They spent hours working out how to handle the situation. Roosevelt threw the British financial system out and slammed in the American system and slammed in American policy, and that's how he handled the financial crash and depression of 1929. Today's situation is much bigger, but the Roosevelt policies still apply and will work today. President Obama, in cooperation with other nations, must do the same thing now. We need to rebuild our economy and get our industries back. He must return us to a Roosevelt-style government and continue the great mission that America has, which is to get rid of empires once and for all on this planet, and to ensure that the common man has freedom and human rights, and to bring the American system home to Europe and to the rest of the world, not by using force or shoving it down their throats like a bloody empire, but by example. No more British free trade globalization. No more private banking. No more empires. If you agree with this information, and if you feel that we should return back to the American system of economy and back to a Roosevelt-style government that is designed to run and work for all the people and not self-interested individuals, groups, or kings and queens, then let your government know. Call your congressman, let your friends know, and only support leadership that will take us there. Thank you.